because the identity piece is so important. You know, they say that you will be the composite of the 5 closest people to you in your life, okay? And so this is how most people's identities is formed. So if you look around you and you look at who are the 5 closest people to you, who are the 5 people you resonate the most with, that you spend the most time with, that you enjoy their company the most, that when you're doing whatever, okay, family time, going to watching the football game, watching the Super Bowl, doing anything, those are the 5 people that you would most want to spend time with. And that's what most people become like. They become a composite of those 5 people. And that becomes their identity. I submit to you that if you truly want to go to a higher level, and by the way, in my seminars, when we do this exercise on identity, and I ask people to write down, you know, who they believe they are, one of the things I always tell them is, listen, I can't tell you what to write down, because some people say, well, what about this? So I try to give them all kinds of ideas about looking into your past, and what did your parents used to say about you, and your grandparents and your uncles and aunts, and what did your teachers say about you, and your coaches and your friends. You know, all those things that people say to you, oh, you're so smart, oh, you're stupid, oh, you're so good at football, oh, you suck at baseball. You know, all those things that they tell you, okay? Try to think back and remember what all those things were, okay? So that you can get a good picture, because chances are if you heard things repeatedly over and over and over, whether you realize it or not, everything's recorded, so it's all within you, okay? And so that's had a big role and a big play on who you are, your identity right now. And so I tell people, I can't tell you what to write, okay? But I can tell you, and I can give you some clues as to, you know, thinking back and digging as to where some of this information came from, because that's what you have stored inside in your subconscious mind. So once you've determined that, then it's time to determine who it is that you truly want to be. And there you have to look at, because you say, well, who do I want to be? Well, think about the people that you admire. Think about the people who have what you want. I mean, I can tell you that in my own case, okay? As I grew up through my process, you know, when I was initially involved in network marketing, before I built an organization that, you know, had 500,000 active distributors and so forth, I looked at the people who were at the top of my game. I mean, at the very, very, very top of my game, okay? And I said, you know, I want to be like him. Now, I don't want to be like certain ones of them 100%, but in business I want this trait of this one, and that trait of that one, and that trait of the other one, and that trait of the other one. And so I became a composite of the 4 or 5 top people in my industry, and I did it on purpose. I think that's what separated me. I mean, I want you to understand something. I mean, I don't think that I'm, you know, smarter or better than anybody. We're all part of the one, okay? I think I'm great, but I think you're great. Okay, I think everybody's great, because we're all unlimited potential, okay? It's what we do with what we have, though, that makes the difference. And so I think that one of the things that set me apart from other people is that I purposely looked at the people who were at the top of my game, and I said, you know, I want to be like him in this way, and him in that way, and him in that way, and him in that way. And you follow me? And so I became a composite of the best builders in my business and in my industry. That's why I achieved the levels of success that I did. Now, once I had done that, and being an eternal student, I wanted to keep going and keep learning, then I started studying other people. And so, you know, some of my mentors, which, you know, many of whom, you know, I didn't spend a lot of time with, right? Physically, I mean, I went to their events, I had them in to speak at my events, I built a friendship, and so forth and so on, but it's not like I spent morning, noon, and night with them. But I studied them through their books, through their audios, through, you know, through all of their works. And if you come to my house and you come to my library, you will find every book, every audio, every video, you know, that Anthony Robbins has produced. You'll find all the works of Jim Rohn, all the audios, all the books. You'll find everything that Dennis Waitley, you know, ever did. You'll find, and now I've expanded in other channels, you'll find a lot of Dr. Robert Anthony, and you'll find a lot of Joe Vitale, and, you know, and you'll find a lot of Deepak Chopra, a lot of Neville. I mean, so by reading, by studying, by listening, by attending seminars, you actually are mentored by these people, and so you pick up all the wisdom and all the essence of their teaching. I mean, Napoleon Hill was dead, right, when I found out who he was. But I've distilled a lot of the wisdom of Napoleon Hill because I've studied his stuff so deeply, so succinctly. So you create your own identity on purpose when you're aware, by determining who it is that you want to be, and then you go seek those references, which we talked about in the area of beliefs. You go seek those references, and you distill the essence, you distill the wisdom of who they are, what they are, how they think, how they act, what they do, and you incorporate that into your own life, into your own being. And so with that transformation of identity, okay, everything changes. And I put people through these exercises in my seminars that that are life-changing. I mean, totally life-changing. I mean, you do those exercises, and you are not the same person. You walk out transformed. I mean, it's even in the Automatic Riches Success System audio series. You go through the exercise in that series. You are not going to be the same person. You can't if you do the exercises. You can't, because they go right at the core of your being. They raise so many questions that you're just never going to be the same.